different from normal networking events. It's not your typical sit around a room and everybody's trying to hard sell you all the time. It's not that type of networking.
I think it's not knowing who you're going to meet and then hearing stories of how unusual things come together.
It's very much an attitude that people are wanting to help each other. That seems to be the ethos that I've gathered.
When people first come along to something like this, I think it's human nature that people are nervous walking into a room full of strangers. And I think very often people walk in and instantly they've walked into a room of friends.
I would say within the first 6 months it is a getting to know people process, it's a getting to know how the sort of group works and the dynamics of it. But after that, because you only meet once a month, it's not as if you are in regular day-to-day contact with them. So you do need to be patient and understand that referrals and work, etc. will come once you get to know everybody, and that just takes time.
Whether it's a sector that you want to speak to or a specific person from a business that you know is a member, you can ask to be on that table with them.
It's very well organised, the table plans. They try and match people's needs as well. So if they know that somebody is after your particular service or they're in a service where they think you might need that service, they'll match you and sit you next to those people. So you're sitting next to the right decision makers.
That quality time you spend over lunch networking rather than just trying to juggle a coffee and a bacon bap in your hand, you actually sit down and can really talk to somebody and find out about what they do.
You do need to speak with Tracy and Hayley to make the most of your membership, because if you want to sit next to people that you want to talk to, etc., and build relationships with, they can sort that out for you, but if you don't tell them, then they don't know.
Yeah, I would recommend it. Yeah, I'd recommend it to any business as well, regardless of what they do. I mean, I've had lunch with some really interesting people when I've been to these events, and they might not necessarily become a client now, but in a year, 2 years, they're going to remember me, you know, because they came to that event at the Chester Grosvenor or wherever it was, and they had a good lunch and they met good people.
We are involved with certain networks. This one seems to be a little bit different. The turnout and the format appeal to me, and in fact that's why we'll continue as members, because it was just a sort of event we wish to come to.
I think it's probably the most grown-up style of networking that I've been to. There's a lot of senior people in businesses.
It's the energy of the people, and the people that Tracy and the network seem to attract are all like-minded. That might sound a bit wacky, but the group just seems to have an energy all of its own.
It has been the best network I have been a member of. Like I've said, met clients and suppliers.
I think Tracy and Hayley's characters play a huge part in it. I mean, I'm actually a member of 3 of these business networks now, the Chester, the South Manchester and South Lakes. And whilst they all stick to a particular format and a very tried and tested format, a lot does depend on the people running the events, their characters and personalities and how they bring people together. So yes, big thumbs up for Tracy and Hayley.
If you're a Warrington business and looking at the business network, I'd definitely say come along to one of the early lunches. You'll have an opportunity to speak to members and actually just network with people and see the quality of the other people and how they can help your business and you can help their business.
2 things: do it, but then work it. It's not going to happen on its own. So the people that you meet at the table, follow up. Make sure you do one-to-ones, make sure you get to know their businesses, then they'll get to know yours.
It is tried and tested in so many other areas, tried, tested and really successful. People are renewing in the other areas, so Warrington is a good place for business. There's so many different businesses in Warrington, small scale, national companies.
For somebody considering joining the Warrington group on the basis of my experience in Chester, I would say give it a go, try it, even if it's only for a year. I'm sure that within those 12 months you'll have made a load of connections that are going to be of positive benefit to your business in the future.
It's the people that make the network, so the only way to work out whether it could work for your business is to go and meet the people and interact with the people. And not just in terms of what you might be able to get out of it, but also in terms of what you might be able to bring to the network yourself. Because I think in business it's all about relationships, it's all about helping each other.
Come along, try it out. It's fantastic networking. Tracy and Hayley are so welcoming and so friendly.
Definitely give it a go. It's great to just come along for one meeting. They will ask you to join, but there's no real pressure to join them after.
As all networking, it takes patience and it takes time to get to really see value out of it, but I would really urge them to invest their time and go for it, yeah.